Hi, second graders. Miss Shannon here. We are on to lesson 5 of our narrative writing unit. Today, we will work on crafting powerful endings. As a reminder, we are working on personal narratives. These are the lessons we have done so far. We have generated our meaningful ideas for small moment writing in our heart map. We have stretched out our small moments by zooming in and writing lots of details, describing what you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. We also included exact actions, and last lesson, we talked about including dialogue. So just a reminder of what we did last time. And here was an example of my teacher example where I inserted dialogue into my rough draft. So I had to go back and reread and ask myself, where could I add dialogue, meaning where the characters are talking, to give more detail for my reader? So this was a review from last lesson. Today, you will work on crafting powerful endings to your stories. Here's a hint though, second graders. You are not going to just finish up your writing and say the end to make it the end. We want to make it powerful for your reader and leave an impression on them. So our goal is not to just write the end at the end of our story. I'm going to tell you how to craft powerful story endings. There are 3 different ways we will learn today that you can make your story end on a powerful note. The first is telling a strong feeling. At the end of your story, remind or tell your reader your feelings about what happened in your small moment story. I will share an example of how to do this with my story about making sandcastles at the beach. If I wanted to share a strong feeling at the end of my story, I could write, I felt so excited to be able to spend the day making sandcastles at the beach. So I'm reminding the reader that I was really excited about this moment, telling my strong feeling. That could be one option, showing a strong feeling. Another way to craft a powerful ending is by asking a question. You can ask your reader an important question about your small moment. I could ask my reader at the end of my story, would you like to build sandcastles on a hot sunny day? That would be a much better way of ending my story instead of just saying, the end. It makes the reader think. And lastly, you can share what was said to end the activity. So for example, when my brother and I were finished making our sandcastles, I could include dialogue to share, what a great sandcastle, I shouted. So those are 3 different ways you could end your story on a powerful note, using strong feelings, asking a question, or using dialogue. But we are not going to write the end at the end of our story. Here is my teacher example. This is the last page of my draft. I'm going to read to you what I had at first. After we had created the castle using our buckets, we started making the moat. Dave tossed me a shovel and we started digging a ditch. The end. Second graders, that doesn't really share a strong feeling or a powerful ending, does it? It kind of just ends with nothing really memorable for the reader. So I'm going to cross out where I wrote the end. We are not going to use that in our writing. And I instead am going to think about a way I could use a powerful ending. In this case, I think I want to share the end of my story using dialogue, giving an example of what my brother and I said to one another at the end of making our sandcastle. So I crossed out where I wrote the end, and instead I included this. The water surrounded the castle. We did it! I shouted. Dave gave me a high five. This is a great sandcastle, he said. So I was sharing emotions through dialogue. The reader was able to read and understand that we were excited about finishing our sandcastle, and I shared that through dialogue. So my challenge to you, second graders, is that I want you to go back and reread your writing. Reread your ending. Ask yourself, is this a powerful ending for my reader? Will they remember my story? And you're going to edit your ending to make it powerful for your reader. Just like I crossed out where I wrote the end and I rewrote my ending. You can use either a strong feeling, ask a question, or use dialogue. If you're running out of room on your paper, you can always use the back side if you need to go on to the back for your rough draft. Okay? So that is always an option. So right now, you are going to reread your ending. Ask yourself, is this a powerful ending? And make sure you are using either strong feeling, asking a question, or using dialogue. When you are finished, you're going to take a picture of your ending and share it with me. Upload it into the green box on the last slide. I can't wait to read all of your powerful endings. You all are doing a great job in becoming wonderful writers.